So we've been building the climate web for quite some time, a decade, and tens of thousands of people have accessed the climate web online. And the climate web is a great knowledge management tool, very powerful knowledge management tool, but its weakness has always been the web interface, as opposed to the desktop software and the mobile app software, which are great and which are very powerful and very fast, etc. But the web experience has been one that people have found frightening and frustrating. Now that's totally changed because the Brain has released a new web client. Right now it's called Vulkan, but that won't last. It will simply become the web client. That is a totally different user experience. And in fact, there is no reason now for most people to have any need for or desire to actually use the desktop software. If all you want to do is access knowledge in a Brain, the web client is totally sufficient for doing that. Now, as I'll talk about in a future video, there are still some great reasons you might want to use the Brain software yourself, but accessing the climate web is now eminently possible with the web client, whether on your desktop, your laptop, or your mobile device. It works great. And so I'm going to describe very quickly in this video what's different about it. And then we've recreated the videos that we had before for users walking through the key features of the climate web. So when you go to theclimateweb.org, you can go to theclimateweb.com, which is our website. But when you go to theclimateweb.org, which is the actual climate web, this is what you will now see. Now, this may not look very different from what you saw before, but it actually is, as we'll walk through. For example, the new interface is much faster. So you can actually navigate the climate web quickly online, which is a huge improvement. There is a user-controlled interface that allows you to set a bunch of different things so that it reflects how you want the web interface to operate. And I'll show you that. Now you can hide the plex, which is all the squiggly lines that a lot of people historically have found disconcerting. You can hide it entirely and treat the climate web as one infinite website, in effect, and click through the website with or without the plex. It now visually mimics the desktop. I sometimes get confused as to whether I'm on the web client now or whether I'm in the desktop. One-way links that we don't use very much in the climate web because they've never worked online, but we will start to deploy them now. So one-way links work, and won't get into exactly what those are, but they can be very useful for helping tell a story or directing people to particular things. The backspace key, for some technical reason, didn't work in the former web client more than once. So you could only back up one click, so to speak. Now you can back up and go forward as many clicks as you want using either keyboard shortcuts or the keys in your browser. And the Brain is working on a bunch of other improvements to the web client, so it'll get more and more powerful. So it's just really exciting news, and basically everything is new. Even though the climate web itself isn't that new, we have restructured a bunch of stuff to adapt to the capabilities of the new web client. And as I already mentioned, most importantly, the web interface is now all that most people will ever need to be able to make sense of climate change. And there are several video modules after this one. One is what do you need to know very quickly to navigate the climate web? Then basic curation, how we built the climate web, because it's useful to understand how it's structured. Value added or advanced curation, some of the advanced capabilities of what you can do with the climate web. We'll describe the new premium access that we have based on the new web client. We'll describe how you can get our support if you would like it, although it's certainly not necessary. And we'll describe how you can use the climate web to build your own knowledge management system. So those are a series of videos. We'll also have a video specifically on the Brain platform So these are the videos that are part of this series and that you can watch any that you think are useful to you.